I can't.
Whatchamacallit? Also, the infected people. There's a lot of people who have been infected. Like every time I turn back on CB24, which is like playing in the background right now on mute, they're like 400 people, 500 people. And it's like, it's getting scary out there, yo. So shout out to all the infected people. Also,
there's like, oh yeah, the total is 500, 5,000, blah, blah, 5,000 plus. Less than 5,500, or don't mind you, under 5,700. Less than 6,000 people.
Yeah.
Right? Then they tell you how many deaths, how many's in hospital, how many's on respirator, how many's in ICU, all of that. And then they just show you the number of how many people recovered. Like 2,600 people have recovered is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Right? But they don't ever, throughout all the news I hear on the day, maybe like I heard it tonight at 6 o'clock, how many people actually like have recovered, that are saying have recovered from this virus, right? But they're not promoting that stuff. It's all about who's sick, who's dying, how many more cases by the day, how many more testing. You know what I mean?
But it's because right now all they're doing is testing people. So it's kind of hard to report on recoveries when right now all you can do is run through a bunch of tests.
I know.
So in their defense, that's why they're communicating all of this like negativity. However, it's for you to pick and choose. It's still for you to pick and choose what you're taking in the media, because if you really think about it in a bigger scope, there's 37 million people in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So right now, there's probably less than 1% of our population that's actually affected by this entire virus. We're actually doing really well for a country. It doesn't matter how many people we are, but even around the world, when you think about it, like. A lot, like if you look at it in a bigger interscope, this is little. I know it doesn't sound that way, and I'm not trying to downplay what's going on, but it's just look at it in that aspect and try to move past what's going on right now.
For sure.
That it's not like everybody, like, yeah, okay, fine. The world is like in peril right now, but we're not all gonna like. It's not gonna be like over. Like it's not the end of the world right now. Like we shouldn't be looking at it like that.
No, we'll get through it eventually.
I'm looking at it like it's the end of the world. I'm not looking at it like
no, not you. I'm not saying that you are.
I would just like to hear, it's nice to hear that, you know what, people are recovering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
So smart people around me too. Is this the reason why them 5G towers is going up or what?
That's one theory, right?
Like, so the 5G tower, so like if I understand the correlation, there's one at Keel and Shepherd. But why the correlation is with the 5G is because they had to expand the bandwidth, right? When they like started like opening like the Wi-Fi for everybody because they were going to be at home or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's why they started putting up the towers so that there was more bandwidth for people to be able to like actually stream and watch all of these things. So I don't know if it's a direct correlation, but that's what people are trying to say right now.
Well, I remember when Carrie Hilson came out with that theory, like maybe a couple of months ago, maybe not a couple of months, but not that long ago. And everybody was like, shut the fuck up, you dumb. Trying to make her sound like she's one of those flat earthers. You know what I'm saying? But now more and more people are talking about the exact same theory. So shout out to her with her pretty ass.
There's a lot of theories. And I'm like, somebody's right. Like, somebody's right. Like, it's bigger than they're making it. It's not just about being a virus that's affecting the world.
Let me throw something in the pot with this whole corona and all this type of stuff. What about Trump and these guys, right? They were supposed to be sending us a bunch of masks, and then they said no, and then after we made some negotiations, yes, and now the masks are on their way, and then there was some defective ones. But my question to y'all, or maybe it's not a question, did you know that them motherfuckers don't like us? They don't really fuck with us that way?
Who's them motherfuckers? Donald Trump does not like our prime minister. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, but those guys, I felt like they thought that Donald Trump really fucked with them. Like I thought, it's like thinking that you're the girlfriend and then finding out you're the side chick.
You know so you say Mexico's Trump's real girl?
Russia's his real girl.
Russia? Russia's his main thing.
Mexico's his mistress and Canada's his side chick.
Mexico's not even the mistress because Latin America, well, technically they're not Latin America, but Latin America cannot get these masks either. They're for the United States because if they run out, they're going to be the first ones to run out of supply. And that's why he said that the N95 mask cannot be exported to Canada. That's what happened.
Yeah, but it was two things that happened.
Greedy.
He said at first, oh, we got troops along the border down south as well as up north. So, you know, we got it covered. And then up here, we were like, wait a minute. No. We have the only non-troop or patrolled border. Trump and do these guys have each other's fucking phone number?
They do. But you see, Donald Trump is not negotiating with Trudeau. That's not what happened. After the whole I'm not like letting up on the dairy, that was it for Trudeau. Like, we were done in Canada. He was like, oh, okay, you don't want to let up on the dairy? That's cool. We're finished.
It's a wartime thing, you know. That's what Trump's acting like, you know, it's a wartime thing, eh? And we're not buddies now. We're not allies.
Well, this whole
that's how he was
thing,
acting. When they stopped the blockage of the 3 million masks, that's what he's acting like.
That and the troops, it's like basically when this is all over, we're gonna kind of come outside looking at each other sideways, like I thought we were friends, but I guess we ain't.
So who told you we were friends, though? That's the thing.
Yo, there's been so much talk of how Doug Ford or how these different politicians seem to be up Trump's ass, and they think they're so
conservatives. Conservatives.
You remember, people show you their true colors in hard times, right?
Bow.
Not even just that. You got to remember too, Donald Trump is a celebrity. All these politicians are still looking at him as a celebrity. Like, I want to get close to this.
And he's like, I ain't really fucking with y'all. So, listen, I just wanted to put that out there because it felt kind of funny every time I'm watching he say one thing and then our people are saying something else and saying, no, don't worry, we'll fix it. He's looking kind of silly, fam. Also, the prisoners. Shout out to all the prisoners, man, who are on super lockdown. Not just locked in jail, but locked down while in jail.
That's crazy. And not all the prisoners, but most.
Like, not only in Canada, but like in the States too. A lot of them are going through that where like the whole
I think he's trying to say, certain men have to get let off that list.
Yeah. Certain man.
But right now,
which list?
Like
all. Like the all list,
it's
not
nice
all
for
of them.
nobody. It's not nice for nobody. And you know what? Maybe the guy that's locked down in his cell 23 hours a day by himself, maybe in a good situation. I know it's fucked up to say, but who's really interacting with him?
True.
Yeah.
He's the safest.
Right? Yeah, who's really interacting with him? Nobody. So he's good to go. Like, I'm not saying he's good to go, obviously, but in that, those situations, those guys are by themselves, one man in a cell probably.
Yeah.
Obviously, no, they're one man in a cell, right? If they're 23-hour lockdown by themselves, whatever, so they do everything by themselves with one or two guards. That's it.
Yeah, but what if the jails start getting packed up, fam? I'm pretty sure there's.
But they can't. Everything's postponed.
And also, there's no one in a cell, and I know
hold
in Canada.
Hold on, Freddie. Sorry, hold on. What did you say, Gus? Because I know I cut you off, and your phone, I don't know, that audio completely cut out. What you said?
I was just saying there's probably 2 to 3 in the cell right now. I doubt that there's just one.
Yeah, but these are people that are like, I'm saying the guys that are on lockdown, like straight, like they don't interact with nobody.
You talking about the murderers? Because I heard those guys don't get out.
That's what I mean. They don't interact with anybody. They just get their time alone outside in the yard, maybe for an hour, whatever. The guard brings them into their whatever. They're not really interacting with people. That's what I'm saying. It's not like the man on the range. The man on the range is different. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when it comes to the pen timers still have 2 in a cell, even the murderers.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. But what I'm saying, like, in certain jails, like, yeah, if it gets too packed, they'll do the three in a cell.
Yep.
And even if they have 2 men in a cell right now, I don't know how big the cells are now. I don't know how it looks now. I don't know. So I don't know if there's enough space for 2 men to live comfortably. But I doubt it because there's never any space to live comfortably. You understand what I'm saying? What? As soon as you try to find a corner, you have another 2-man cripsing in your corner to see what you're up to. Even if you're just trying to get a peace of mind.
Well, I did max over at Millhaven when I was doing my assessment, right? Over at the penitentiary at Millhaven. There's 2 of us in a cell. It's a small ass cell, like the size of less than the size of my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we're there 22 and a half hours a day. The hour and a half, we get to go in the yard or for an hour, and then we got a half an hour for shower and phone. When it's super lockdown, you're not getting none of that. You're just in your cell 24/7.
You're getting fed. You're getting fed.
You're getting fed in that.
Begging to get out so you can take a shower.
Yo, I talked to this guy on during the radio show on We Love Hip Hop Radio, a guy named Curlas.
I've never seen guards walk around with masks on. What? These guards don't walk around with masks on their face. What? What do you mean?
Crazy.
What's going on? These guys don't walk around with masks on their face.
That's madness.
So that clearly means that there's something here, because people are going to hospital. There's people sick in their cell. There's people sick. So what's real, like?
He's over in Workworth. Man said at the time they didn't shower in days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now, since I don't think the radio show had anything to do with it. But they said that, you know, somebody sent me a message back letting me know that mans have been let out to get the showers on and whatever. But they're worried about a lot of these guards and all that infecting them and new inmates infecting them. Because it's starting to get into the jails.
That's the problem right now. You don't want to go to jail, you know, right now. You don't want to go to jail right now.
Yeah, it's starting
Not
to
like
spread.
you ever want to go to jail, but especially right now.
Yeah.
To me, that's the big thing is like, what do you do with the new people that are coming in? Like, shouldn't you put them somewhere completely different?
A quarantine range.
They probably have, if they have the space.
If they give a fuck.
That's that's a very good that's a very good side of the coin too. Do they give a fuck?
Right, to do that.
Yeah.
They'll just take that person with the corona or without even diagnosing him to make sure if he has it or not, and then throw him right into general pop. Boom. Spread that shit right through the jail.
Well, I hope not. I hope not.
Facts.
I hope not.
But
Yeah,
yo,
because it ain't right.
it isn't.
It ain't right. It ain't right. But I seen the thing where they said they may be letting out 2,000 people still. So hopefully
Where?
that's real.
Here?
On Instagram, I seen like one of these 6 pages.
I believe like all non-violent offenders and stuff like that.
Mm. Okay.
Right? That's what it goes down to. But like, okay, so let's flip this now. So non-violent offense, does that mean trafficking, drug trafficking? Because
It depends on how much are you really trafficking?
well, no, it's just trafficking in general, because you know how they like to associate trafficking
Trafficking
and guns
is not
and
a-
all of this shit together, gangs
If
and
you're
all of this
charged
shit together.
only,
But what
if it's
happened?
only trafficking, it shouldn't stop you from. You shouldn't be classed as a violent offender for trafficking.
Yeah.
But yo, they like to compound shit together to make you
Yeah, but
look
it depends
worse
on
than
what
you
your
are.
charges are. But it
And
depends
then-
on what your charges are.
And it depends on what you're trafficking. Because if you're trafficking that Fenty, you're not coming out.
Oh no, for sure, for sure.
You're not coming.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So,
Bye.
no, my phone is under 20%. I had it charged, but this shit eats the battery life, yo.
Word.
This shit eats the battery, bro.
You guys need to upgrade your Apple devices.
Facts. Send them some.
No, the way my shit's set up right now, I just use the adaptive charger, you know?
Let them know, Sav.
I'm just saying, Herc, you need to upgrade your Apple devices. You came at me last week, so I'm coming for you this week. You know?
All right. Payback. I understand. I can take it. I got broad shoulders.
That's
You know.
good.
But
That's
yo,
good.
let's get to some music, yo. Get off of some of this COVID-19 talk, man. It's freaking depressing the hell out of me, man.